to know if you will release a video for the ADP tours, American Doll Posse tours.
Well, that's a very good question. We recorded it, and it is still sitting there. I got sidetracked doing the visualettes, the short films, with all the footage that was made around the DVD. So instead of it becoming B-roll, it became these short films for the last record, which was called Abnormally Attracted to Sin. Therefore, the film is there, and it is something that I want to do. I will do it with the team when we think it's the right time. So I haven't forgotten.
I'm going to take another one from the screen here. It's from Justine, and she says that you work so hard and give so much to your fans. Where do you get your energy from, and how do you look after yourself?
The songs give me energy. They come from all over. I can't. It's not as if there is a certain planet or something that they come from. They have an energy, though, that is not something that I'm used to in my day-to-day life. So when I'm just being a mom, and not just, but being a mom and a wife and a friend, I don't feel that kind of energy. When the songs come in to my life and take over, there's something, it's hard for me to describe it, but it feels like 220 voltage supercharge. And it is an energy that wants to give, and it wants to make relationships with people out there, the songs, the different ones. And so feeling them and knowing that they seem very intent on getting out to the world. And they tell me not to worry about the relationships they're making. They can take care of themselves. And that's been something I've had to learn. So when they do come, and even when I play them, my energy level changes. It really does. I get to walk out of, sometimes, I don't want to say the routine, because I'm very blessed. I love my life. I love the people in my life. But when I walk out of what we call our day-to-day into this world, it's like no drug I've ever taken, no coffee, no anything I've ever had. And it's, some people have called it, medicine people have said it's mother creation energy, deep from within the earth. It's that kind of feeling when you're out in nature and you feel like you could just walk forever. That's what it is.
I've noticed that we've had a lot of questions about your lip gloss. So what lip gloss is it that you use? What's your favorite?
Well, there are all kinds that people are looking at me right now saying, you answered this very carefully. Well, this is what I will say. There is a lip gloss coming out that's been kind of designed around what I have been interested in about lip gloss for 30 years. It's from Smashbox, and it's around Pink and Glitter, that song. So that's a magical thing. And yet the one that you saw me fiddle with is Stila Apricot, because I choose to use this because there have been makeup artists that are very famous that would put this bright red lipstick on before I would sing when I'm doing TV or something. And then lo and behold, you look up and it's everywhere. Nobody's thinking, well, that beautiful look before you go and do your playing and singing just makes you look like a clown, because you can't do that with the microphone and all of that. So that's why I use that specific kind, because it doesn't do that.
Okay. Donald Neal submitted a question earlier this week, and he wants to know, with all the hype surrounding 2012, especially with the movie that just came out, what's your take on the supposed Armageddon from 2012?
You know, if I allowed myself to watch all that, and yes, the movie looks like it has great effects and all that kind of stuff, but I must say there's so much terror around it that I think it does whip the masses into a frenzy, and we have to really tell ourselves this is just entertainment, because if you really look at what the Maya were saying, is that that's just the end of their calendar. So it's an opportunity for us to begin another calendar. It's not the end of time, it's the end of them counting time. And I think that's really important. This has been happening with all kinds of cultures where their time frame ends, but yet another one begins. Think of the Ice Age, think of the dinosaurs. We just need to transcend into another time frame. And maybe in this time frame we have to change our priorities, and I think our relationship to time could possibly change.
Okay, another one from the screen here. There's a lot of questions going really fast right about now. I'm going to go ahead and pull one from here then that I have ready. Have you ever met Gina Davis or Susan Sarandon and told them about the influence that Thelma and Louise had on you?
I've never had that opportunity. And maybe that will happen. It's strange, the people you run into and why you do, what it brings up for you, and then certain people you just never run into, and yet they've been an influence. Yes, you could actively seek certain people out, but I like sometimes to see what the universe brings you. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, sometimes, this might sound crazy, but your fantasy of what a conversation will be with somebody that's been a part of something that influenced you, your fantasy of it could be so much greater than what it would be, that it's almost better not to even enter into that, because that movie gave me so much. It opened a doorway for me that I feel like they did their job.
Georgia from online here on Facebook wants to know what books you're reading right now.
Well, I had a very harrowing experience going to Auschwitz just a few weeks ago when we were finishing the European tour, and I'd never been. And to anybody out there that hasn't been to Europe and gone to see some of the camps that were where many people were killed, I realize this is a holiday time, and this isn't sometimes a conversation that you want to have if you're in celebration mode, because it is a very difficult read. I got a lot of books from Auschwitz and accounts of people that survived. Also, I was fascinated then to see it from the other side, meaning the Allies that were fighting. So my husband and daughter wanted to take Tasha's granny to the Churchill war rooms. So before we started this part of our touring, just a few weeks ago we went to the Churchill war rooms. That's where Churchill and his team fought from underground with all the bombing. I didn't realize how much London and England, Europe of course, I did know that, was bombed. I had no idea the level of destruction, and you realize sometimes how close, when we talk about 2012, how close our world came to becoming a completely different world. You think if Hitler hadn't invaded Russia, we might not be sitting here talking like this right now.